1970 Chevrolet Chevelle 454 SS, 130 miles per hour. Few cars from the golden age of muscle are as legendary or as feared as the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle 454 SS. Like the Chevy 2, later known as the Nova, the Chevelle first hit the scene back in the early 60s. It came in just about every body style you could imagine: a coupe, a sedan, a station wagon, and believe it or not, even a pickup, since the El Camino was actually part of the Chevelle lineup starting in 1964. And just like the Nova, the Chevelle offered a super sport performance package that made it a serious street machine. But things really kicked into high gear in 1970, when General Motors finally dropped its ridiculous engine size restrictions. That's when the Chevelle got its legendary 454 cubic inch V8, an absolute monster under the hood. General Motors itself later admitted just how special this car was, saying, "No muscle car soared higher." They even called the 1970 Chevelle 454 SS the rarest of all 1970 Chevelles. And honestly, that says it all. This car was pure, unfiltered American muscle at its best. 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air 4, 130 miles per hour. Back in 1969, General Motors still had this goofy internal rule that banned anything over 400 cubic inches in their mid-size cars. But the Pontiac GTO Judge had another problem to deal with, a company policy that actually held it back on paper. See, the 1969 GTO Judge came with the Ram Air 400 cubic inch V8, officially rated at 370 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. But let's be real, those numbers were definitely underrated. GM had a strange policy back then. No car could be advertised with more power than the Corvette. So, to keep the flagship happy, a lot of muscle cars from that era were purposely rated lower than what they were truly putting out. The GTO, of course, was the car that kicked off the muscle car craze back in 1964, offering big power at a price regular buyers could actually afford. By the time the second generation rolled around, Pontiac wanted to spice things up, and that's where the Judge came in. It was built as a stripped-down, no-nonsense speed machine designed to take on the Plymouth Roadrunner head-on. With its Ram Air induction setup, high-rise aluminum intake manifold, and high-flow exhaust system, the '69 GTO Judge squeezed every last drop of power out of that 400 cubic inch engine. It wasn't just fast. It was pure muscle car attitude wrapped up in bright paint and wild graphics that made sure everyone knew exactly what had just smoked them. '70 Oldsmobile 442 W30, top speed 135 mile per hour. The Oldsmobile 442 actually started out as a performance package for the Cutlass, something built to go toe-to-toe with the Pontiac GTO. But by 1968, it had earned enough respect to become its own standalone model. That same year, Oldsmobile took things even further with a special edition, the legendary Hearst Olds. Then came 1970, and even though Chrysler snagged the Hearst branding for themselves, Oldsmobile proved they didn't need anyone's help to build a serious performer. The 1974 42 with a W30 performance package and a massive 455 cubic inch engine was a total beast, faster than any Hearst Olds before it. To put it in perspective, both the '68 Hearst Olds and the standard '68 442 could run the quarter mile in about 13.9 seconds. But the 1970 W30, it ripped through that same stretch in just 13.7 seconds. Motor Trend didn't even bother sugarcoating it. They called the 19